Bernard Madoff sentenced to 150 years in prison. Bloomberg's Gigi Stone is outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, and she has more developments. Gigi, good morning.
Good morning. That is right. All of the victims clapped as soon as they heard the sentencing from Judge Jenny Chin. Bernard Madoff will go to prison for more than the rest of his life. He is 71 years old, and he was sentenced to the maximum 150 years in prison. It was a dramatic day in the courtroom as victims shared their stories. They addressed the court. They talked about losing their entire life savings, their family's entire life savings. They talked about not having money to afford medicine or even eyeglasses. They called Madoff a beast. They called him an evil lowlife. They said he's going, quote, straight to hell. Now, Madoff addressed the court, too. He expressed little emotion. He talked about when he started this Ponzi scheme 20 years ago that he thought he'd somehow be able to work his way out of it, but that ultimately proved impossible, and he says there is no excuse for what he did. Now, while this sentence gives investors some solace, what it doesn't do is give them what they really want, which is their money back. Most of the investors have not been given any of their money back, and the trustee appointed by the court, Irving Picard, has so far recouped about $1 billion. He's suing to recoup another $10 billion. Government says that could take at least 10 years before he's finished. Back to you.
Gigi, I just want to mention also another headline coming from Jenny Chin. The hearing is adjourned, but this one headline I want to add is that Bernard Madoff should serve his term in the Northeast United States. We're talking about potentially the prison facility. Gigi, you mentioned that Bernard had very little emotion. I'm just curious, 9 former investors of his, as you know, detailed the losses, the impact it's had on them. Again, through that all, was he no emotions at all?
He was very stoic throughout the proceedings. He did say that he was very sorry for what he did. He knows there was no excuse, and he is tormented every day by the pain and grief he's caused these people. He did not seem emotional at the time.
Gigi, it's Mark. I was wondering, at any point when Mr. Madoff was making his statement, did he turn and did he face any of his victims?
He did not turn and face the victims. He looked straight ahead at Judge Jenny Chin and addressed him solely.
Gigi, what about when Judge Jenny Chin was, kind of rehashing the Ponzi scheme and the impact it's had? He really kind of laid it all out for everyone and talked about that it was going to be a just sentence and that a message was going to be sent. Again, any kind of impact in terms of Bernard Madoff? Did he show any kind of signs of emotion?
Not really, but Judge Jenny Chin, when he gave out the 150-year sentence, obviously trying to send a very strong message, he said he did not believe Bernard Madoff. And part of the reason why he showed no leniency, legal experts say, is because Madoff refused to cooperate with investigators who believe that someone must have helped him with pulling off the most massive investment scheme in history, and he was not cooperative.
Bloomberg's Gigi Stone outside federal court in Lower Manhattan.